Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, which is my last video of 2021 this year, I'm going to be doing a Reptile Enclosure reactions video. So as you might remember or have seen in my last video with the Reptile humidity increasing videos, how to increase your humidity in your snakes or Reptile enclosure, I mentioned at the end that I wanted to do enclosure reaction video. And I asked for submissions, which you guys submitted your Reptile enclosures, which I'm going to react to in this video. So I asked on my video on Instagram and then to a couple of my friends to send me submissions, and you guys did. So in this video I'm going to react to them and say what I like about them, what maybe you could improve on, and yeah, so enjoy. Also, since it's Christmas Eve, by the time you're seeing this, I'm wearing a Christmas hat with Santa, so hope you like that for this video, because I thought that'd be a nice idea to add for this video. So let me know what you think of it in the comments. Does it look nice? Does it look good? So for our first submission, we have a Crested Gecko Exeter Enclosure by Aidan. He uses a 12 by 12 by 18 inch Exeter Enclosure, and he uses a nighttime blue heat bulb and then LEDs and thermometer and hygrometer. And so for first look at his enclosure, I'd say it looks perfect, as in it's really heavily planted. I don't know with the back. I know the front, I can see it looks very, I don't know if that's a real plant or a fake plant, but it looks good. It looks like it covers most of the enclosure, which is nice. And then you have no fake. I know the one at the back is probably definitely a fake plant. Nearly 100% sure it's a fake plant. And then the one at the front, I'm not sure it's a fake plant, but I think it is. By the way, fake and real plants both work. Although real plants can be more beneficial, they won't work for the geckos since they both provide coverage or hide or shade. You know what I mean. So yeah, looks good for what's inside the enclosure. I'm not sure what substrate you're using, but I think you're using cocoa fibre, and then I think you have the fake plant around cook bark. I'm not sure, but that looks nice. Maybe that's one thing I should really mention, is maybe provide some climbing opportunities with cook bark or any sort of wood type, driftwood, any sort of reptile safe wood, or you can go out to the local park, get some few wood pieces that are falling down. Don't get ones off trees, just ones that are sort of decaying. Then bring them back home, disinfect and clean them, and then you can use them then. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend for inside the enclosure. Then for heat and lighting, your LED's perfect. It lights up the enclosure very well. Maybe just for your heating, I wouldn't use a nighttime blue heat bulb. What I'd use is a heat protector, because that way then, because they emit no light, it won't affect your reptiles' circadian rhythm, and you can have heat at both night and day. Just make sure it's set to the thermostat, because I think Crested geckos only need a bath temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, and then normally room temperature 20 degrees, and then at night time it'll drop, but usually down during the day you only want 5 degrees extra, you know, for your Crested gecko to bask on and to regulate throughout the enclosure. So yeah, other than maybe adding some climate opportunities, a DP protector, and then maybe actually the Cage Reptile Pro T5 Vespuscular UV kit, that's probably be a nice addition to, if you can, in the new year. Because this video is maybe improvements for the new year. So yeah, you could probably do I'll list them out again. So maybe some more plants, maybe, or some more decors and opportunities to climb, and then heat lighting, DP protector, maybe Pro T5 UV kit, and DP protector. I did mention that. And yeah, other than that, your enclosure looks great. So well done. Although I forgot to mention that I think his Crested Gecko is juvenile, so a 12 by 12 by 18 inch enclosure is perfect for now. Although preferably I'd probably recommend an 18 by 18 by 24 inch Exeter enclosure. I think Exeter make them enclosures, I'm not sure, but that's the minimum recommended size for Crested Gecko. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because maybe people might think that an adult is in there, but I think a juvenile is in there, I'm guessing, since the enclosure size is pretty small. But if it's an adult, then I'd probably recommend upgrading to an 18 by 18 by 24 inch Exeter enclosure. So sorry about that extra bit, but just forgot to mention that. So well done enclosure, perfect. Just wanted to note that about the size of enclosure. Next submission, we have a submission by Raechal, my friend. She has a corn snake in a 4x2 enclosure and a Western Hognose enclosure. I think the Western Hognose enclosure is an Exeter, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll just have a look at her corn snakes enclosure, 4x2 enclosure for them. So she uses a heat lamp, I think it's a halogen heat lamp, and she uses acid bedding, and then she has lots of foliage, and she says her snakes love it. Let's try have a look at the picture. So what I can see is you have a good amount of aspen for your snake to dig in. I'd probably recommend adding more if possible, so your snake could burrow in a bit more. And then you have your water bowl, some corkwork flat there, and you have some loads of foliage with a snake hide and the water bowl, I think it is. And then you have a wood piece that goes up, and then for your snake to bask on. So that's perfect. And then I see you have I think it's a hygrometer maybe in the middle of the enclosure. That's great. Let's see if I've got a hygrometer too. And yeah, that's it for enclosure. All now to what I really recommend. I recommend a lot more climbing anyway. A lot more climbing enrichment. There's not much other than the branch. I don't know if your corn snake, probably say your corn snake doesn't like to climb, but you know, you never know till you actually give them climbing enrichment. So maybe I'd highly recommend adding more climbing enrichment, climbing opportunities, and that way then with the foliage, with the fake plants you're using, I think you could go up and sort of wrap them around and make it really look naturalistic. Because your reptile setup doesn't have to be active. Once it's naturalistic, it looks like it's real, then that's perfect. Once your reptile feels like it's real, then well, with no difference in real and fake, artificial, but it'd look better for you and your corn snake. For your enclosure to look, it'd be nicer if you had more foliage wrapped around, more decor for that. The heap we're using is fine. That looks good. Maybe I'd recommend adding maybe a Pro T5. It'd be there's a new Shade 2 Max, which I'm actually getting for Nemo for Christmas, so he's going to be getting that soon. And I might make a shorts video in the new year or before the new year, and then showing you that if you want to see it. So yeah, I'd recommend getting one of them Shade 2 Max by Kelly Reptile if you can. Other than that, that's it for your corn snakes enclosure. Now I'll just have a look at your see what I think was the Western Hognose enclosure, yeah. So you have an Excelsior here. I see it's a lot more heavily planted with lots of fake plants, and then you have the aspen. I maybe try adding more, like fill the whole layer or sort of like border like up to where the door is, with more aspen. That way, because Hognose could dig more. I can see you have definitely have lots and lots of foliage, which is good, and then you have your basking spot. So you have like the wood piece, and then Western Hognose could sit there and bask. That's perfect. And then you have your hygrometer. Now the dialogue thermometer is not the best, but I see you have digital one. That's perfect. I think it says humidity. That's perfect. I'm not sure what Hognose humidity is. I don't know if that is humidity or temperature. It's 32, but you can tell me in the comments below, and I can just reply to that then, whatever it is, humidity, or is it temperature, like temperature for brass spot or humidity. So yeah, that's it for both of your loaders. They look great, and whatever improvements, like I said, you can make for the new year, that would be perfect, because I say your Western Hognose and your corn snake would love them. So that's it for your enclosures. Now for next submission. Next submission is by Anonymous. The person the name didn't want to be said. That's perfectly fine, I understand that. So this is a 4-foot enclosure for an Agamid. So the first thing I'll say about it when I first look at it is you have a water bowl, a food bowl I think, and the hide, and then I like the way you have the big wood piece. That's really nice. I'd say you probably got that from the local park or somewhere, and then sanitize it, because it looks really naturalistic. Looks like not like a reptile when you'd find in the shop, which looks nice. And you have UV and your halogen. I think it's a Cardi Reptile floodlight. And then you have, can I zoom in? Yes, you have sorry, slate other times, slate sort of like stacked up each other, like I do for how my breed dragon, like I have my breed dragon, yeah. And there's a vent right beside that, that's really nice as well, like that. I see it on your garments there. If you zoom in, then you can see it. It's small enough for the enclosure, like it's as in like there's lots of space to run around is nice, and yeah, maybe some live plants would be nice. I'm not sure what substrate you're using. If it's soil based and soil and sand based. But some live plants would be nice as well. Maybe or maybe fake plants if your garden doesn't eat them. Now, so it might be dragon venom. I can't think of fake plants because or else I would have already, because she tries to eat them. So when I get my chance on real plants, I'm gonna add them into a dragon enclosure. But depending on whether your garment eats, tries to eat fake plants or live plants, I'd try adding some for your garment. And yeah, maybe so some fake plants or real plants, and maybe some more climbing enrichment would be nice. The enclosure does look a bit small in height, so maybe if you could upgrade, that would be good for height wise, since you can't offer a lot of climbing enrichment since it's sort of short, because it does not really look 2 foot deep. I think it's one of the theropod ones, like 4 by 15, 18 inches. It's quite small, so because I had one before for a dragon and it was just too small, and then I eventually got around to getting them my breed dragon a 5x2 enclosure, and then my permanent snake Nemo 4x2 enclosure then. So yeah, that's really it. What I recommend is some fake plants or real plants, and maybe some more deco, and then if you can, eventually in the new year, if you can, if possible, then upgrade to a bigger enclosure. So that's all I need to say. That's all I would say for your enclosure. Other than that, it looks great. So for the next submission, we have by Daniel. He submitted his breed dragons 4x2x2 varium, where he uses an Arcadia Reptile 45, 12% 39 UV, Arcadia Reptile clamp lamp, and Arcadia Reptile floodlight heat lamp. So you can see your breed dragon is quite small. I know you got him recently since we all follow each other on Instagram, so thank you for that. And yeah, breed dragon is actually tiny, yeah, because you got him recently. And I know it helped you with your enclosure a lot, so a lot was good, yeah, because they recommended a lot of stuff. I see you use the Habitat breed dragon stand, or else it's the Breed Life substrate by ProRep. I'm not really sure. I think it's anyway. It looks good. It looks good for breed dragon anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you have your thermometer, and you have your thermostat, your dim thermostat, along with your halogen or floodlight heat lamp in your clamp lamp. That everything looks great there in your basket spot, and then your UV. It does like the UV with the 39 watt. It's really long for like a 4 foot, since it's like 3 foot. So adds really 1 foot in 1 foot shade, but the way you have it is in the middle. So if you could move it over, that would be great to offer more shade. But I know you said to me about adding a hide. A hide would offer shade, but if you can move it over, the UV over, then that would be great. And then if you could move the clamp lamp downwards, since it would offer more of a bigger space of heat rather than in that small confined area, and it would offer your reptile better thermoregulation from the cold side to the hot end, and better, so then it's equally hot and cool on each side, if you get what I mean. And then maybe some more climbing enrichment, like I did recently. I didn't show it in the video yet, but I made some cork bark shelves that was recommended by Liam by Reptile Research in his video, because I split my breed dragons vivarium in his video and his Close Reactions video, and he recommended that I do some cork bark shelves. So like that, I'll show you a clip here now, but this is what I'd really recommend for you to do in your enclosure, especially around with hiding the wire, since I have my wire like that and it's hidden with the cork bark shelves. So that'd be great for your reptile or your breed dragon to climb on. You'd probably have to make them pretty small, so he's only small. So But yeah, that probably doing that would be really really good. And then maybe more force like on the. I know you don't really want to take up floor space of your dragon, but maybe some more climbing decor along with the shelves would be nice. I used to make fake plants if you just might eat them, and or some real ones even. That'd be great. So other than that, your hood looks great, especially for your first dragon or first reptile first setup, because you only have it a few weeks or a month I think. But it looks a lot better than my first setup for my dragon anyway. So well done. If you want to see mine, my first one, I did a video before, which I'll put up in the corners, where I actually went through all different setups that have my dragon. Although I didn't update, it's not fully updated since I have my dragon in a 5x2x2 variant. I had it in a 4x18x18 and was not good enough, so went to a new one. So it's not fully updated, but you can see from right to the start until I had that enclosure rooms, you can see what way I had mine set up, and maybe that will give you some tips. They're not the best as I have it now, a lot better, but that might help you with your setup somehow. So I'd recommend watching this video if you want. You've probably seen it already since I know you watched a few of my videos, but yeah, back to your enclosure. So other than what I said with the improvements or tips about your room, about how you can improve it for the new year, that's it. It looks great, as I said, looks great for your first ever dragon setup, because I know mine didn't look good as I said. So yeah, it looked great. So well done. So the next mission is by Ascertix on YouTube. He's a channel like me. So he submitted 3 different enclosures of his. He has lots of reptiles, a big reptile room. It's actually really nice. I'd recommend going and checking his channel out. He did a big video showing his whole reptile room transformation, how he transformed a little room into a big reptile room, and it looked great. So yeah, I'd recommend checking his channel out too. So first up we have is Argentine black Tegu, black and white Tegu. So he uses a Jungledon, a Lira, Arcadia Ubique, and a Bastion Bulb and a dimming thermostat. So I think the enclosure round is around 5 foot by 2.5 by 2.5 I think, when I first asked him before about it. And yeah, it looks great. I love the Bastion spot. Maybe I love the whole setup. It looks really nice. But now for improvements really, I'd say maybe I'd love to see maybe some natural slate for your Tegu to bask on, rather than just using the wood piece I think is there. That would absorb more infrared A and B, and then release infrared C through the night, as you've probably seen in my heating videos, and you probably know that already. But yeah, maybe some slate would be nice under the heat bulb if it doesn't get too lamp heat bulb. Yeah, if it doesn't get too hot underneath. Although you do have to thermostat, so that probably wouldn't be a problem. And then the climb Richmond is great, and I think that's the water bowl there you have. That looks perfect too, and yeah, it looks good. Maybe I want to say more climate Richmond, but there really isn't space. But maybe what you could do is you could ask some, you could probably attach some packing shelves, like I did. That's what basically a different name for them, packing shelves, or like the cookware shelves. I don't know how heavy your Lego is. Maybe you'll be able to knock them down because it's so heavy. But maybe you could try with a few screws, drill in some cookware shelves that you could sit on and bask on, closer to the jungle horn or UV. And yeah, your clothes looks great. So for your Tegu, that looks great, so perfect. So let's move on to the other 2 now. Or 3, sorry. So next one is a ball python or royal python enclosure. It's Firefly Hepide royal python. So he's using a chair or ceramic mirror with a white python ceramic fixture, and then the 2-foot LED kit, also from white python. So just go back up and see here. Yes, I really like it. It looks really nice. Yeah, I like the climb Richmond you provided with the fake plants behind in the corner, a big water bowl for your royal to soak in. Looks like, and then another fake plant underneath, and then the big hide, and then you have your heating, which is ceramic heat mirror. If you could, I'd probably recommend using a deep heat protector or a halogen heat lamp. That way then it makes infrared A and infrared B, which is more natural and much better for reptile, rather than using infrared C, like you probably, like I mentioned with your using Slay for your Tegu. So yeah, other than that, it looks great. Maybe some instead of using shelves, you can probably use the long, seem to call toncho corkbark logs. You have above the water bowl. You can probably screw. I think you did it before with your Wonderworld pythons. You screwed it into the side of the vein, and your sort of like a green tree python. Your royal can wrap around it and bask on it. That's what I'd love to do for Nemo, except Nemo can't really climb at the moment since he's very small. But he will eventually be able to climb when he gets bigger. For now, he just hides, and there's a lot of. I actually have to update. You see with the plant there, I actually have to make an update. With the plant there as well. I have lots of things coming for Nemo, and I'm going to update that as well. So to do as well as make my own improvements, as well as giving improvements here. So yeah. Yeah, that's it for the first royal setup. And I think you have a second one. Yeah, so the second one you have a cinnamon spectre, and one identical setup. It's identical heating, I think, and lighting. Also with I like the way you have the LED. That's very good. Yeah, maybe with identical setup, you could probably give them UVB if you want to, if possible. You could probably give them UVB. But that's what I recommend with the identical heating setups. And then same thing with DP projector if you're using a ceramic heat mirror for both of them. That'd be perfect. Then for just in enclosures, so the decor and setup, the hide is nice as well. And then the water bowl. Then you have the cookbark. Maybe some more climate enrichment along with the more fake plants. I think you have another cookbark hide in the other corner, in the right corner. That looks very good. Maybe some more fake plants like you have already. Maybe fill up more fake plants and more climbing enrichment. Then yeah, other than that, that looks great for both your royal setups. So now you have for the last enclosure you submitted is a Crested Gecko, and they're running on the new terrace skylight system. I think that's the extra terrace skylight system because I watched your video on it. And then with the Arcadia Reptile, you have BK and heat mat. So I'm happy to see it's bioactive. That's great. We can do bioactive. That was great, especially with UVB. That's perfect as well. And terrace skylight system. I know that's LED, and that's basically LEDs, and that's perfect as well. And then with the heat mat, it would be great if you just fill the spectrum and then use the halogen or a DP projector for Crested Gecko. Like I mentioned with the Crested Gecko setup, I'd recommend maybe using a DP projector or halogen. That way then you're giving them infrared A and infrared B. And yeah, that's it for heat and lighting, would you say? Then for just in the enclosure, I like the way you have the little hammock. I know that's a small business that makes them. I don't know the name of them, not sure, but if you want to list in the comments below for the people that maybe have Crested Gecko, like I think it was Aidan, name is it called. He might want to order one. So yeah, if you want to put in the comments below, that'd be great. What small business makes them. And I like the way you have the live plants because it's fully bioactive, as you said. And then you have one bit. I like the one big piece of wood, and then I think you have one bit of corkbark over it on. So you're sort of like behind it as well, coming up to the plants. I think that looks really nice. I like the feeding edge as well. The feeding edge looks really natural, looks really nice. And same with the cookbark, the coconut hide, I meant to say. That looks really nice too. Yeah, the whole closure looks great, looks amazing. Just maybe more, some real plants. Maybe probably will go in. Probably made it a while recently, and probably still growing in. But maybe some more like clutter or foliage, just more hidden really. So Crested Gecko more hidden. Same with the frogs. Yeah, that's great though. Yeah, so maybe more climate enrichment, more plants really. It's probably a case of just waiting for your bites up to grow in, and then you'd have more coverage then, like what I'm trying to say. So yeah, maybe some more climate enrichment then. That'd be great then. So yeah, so that's all on your 4 episodes of enclosures that you submitted. So hope you like the feedback, and your enclosures look amazing. So yeah, it's great. Now for a second last submission by the BioViv, it says, "Hi Nathan, hope you're well. This is my enclosure I created for a project, and this is my enclosure I created as a project. It's summer 2021 for my Amazonian milk frogs. I cannot pronounce the name. I'm not good with Latin names, but it's Amazonian milk frogs. They are my absolute pride and joy. A lot of time and effort went into this for myself and my family. The background was created using expanded foam carved into shape, adding plant pots along the way, and then sealed using Chrome Safe sealant. The section at the front was created using an A4 acrylic sheet and silicone, sealing it on a corner to create a triangle aquatic space. This also has its own water filter system. All large pieces of wood and most plants are from ProEp. All moss and accessories, seeds, pots, etc. are from myself. Because I know, if you didn't know, but the BioViv has her own sort of small business company selling naturalistic bioactive equipment. She has tongs, calcium, fake plants, cork bark, all bioactive pieces. And I'll try link her Instagram and her SD, I think it's called, website under her listing website in the description below. If anyone has Instagram or like YouTube or any websites, I'll link them down below. But if you want to check and just make sure they're there, because if they're not, then you can comment below and I'll just put them in, because I might forget. So yeah, and then you say your tank is fully bioactive and includes a drainage layer as a lot of water sprayed into the tank to maintain plant humidity. Because yeah, with Amazonian milk frogs, you probably want a lot of humidity. And then bioactive custodians include springtails, isopods, and earthworms too. Then she says, to be specific, they have a 60 by 40 by 90 centimeter paludarium. So yes, paludarium really, because you have the aquatic section on the thing, yeah. So paludariums are really nice. I'd love to have a paludarium myself. Probably would love to make one down the line in the future, which would be great. So then you also have T5 zone 3, 12% reptile systems, UV. Checked with a soil meter for you too. Oh, we have a soil meter, that's really nice. I'd love to have a soil meter too. I'd love to have one, not saying I do have one, but I'd love to get one. And then reptile systems, black edition, lamb clam, I think you would say, with 100 watt Arcadia reptile deep heat protector. Both heat and light controlled by a microclimate Evo thermostat. And then reptile systems pro tent and delighting, and then extra monsoon solo with additional spray nozzles to spray entire enclosure. That's a humidity sprayer, like mister, if you want to call it that. And heating's also mentioned with a temperature gun. A monitor, as I've been say. There's thank you, and then the owner of the BioViv. So now let's look on to enclosure. Wow, that's really nice. I can see it's very definitely heavy planted. I really like the rope you have there, and then the nozzles you can see there, and they just is really nice. Like, I bet you, this is a good thing now, I'll say. I bet you have a hard time trying to find these Amazon frogs. I don't know, I haven't really kept them before. Not something I'd be would know of, but I'd say if you couldn't find them, that's a good thing. If you can't find a reptile in your reptile setup enclosure, that's a good thing. That means they can hide away and shade away really nicely, and that you can't find them. Because if you can find them easily, that's not really good. That means you don't have much in your reptile setup. But this is just amazing by the BioViv. It's just full of live plants, full of just amazing effort put into this, especially with the background. You can see, I'll put a picture now where she made the plant pots and the plants, put them few plants in. I think they're like succulents maybe, I'm not really sure. But they're really nice. The pot, I think that the pot does a bromeliad they had there. I'm not really sure, not really 100% of plants, but yeah, I'm just guessing. I think, yeah, and I like the way I did the cork park on the right side of the background. That looks really nice. And then you have a picture of the full setup with the a microclimate Evo thermostat at 25 degrees. That looks really nice. Yeah. So yeah, that looks really nice. And then you can see the aquatic section, the rocks. That looks nice too. Sort of like a paludarium feel to it. That's really nice. And then you have a picture of that, and then one of your Amazonian milk frogs. It looks very cute. It's very nice. So there's not really much I can actually recommend or give you tips or to help you improve, because you're using UVB, you're using your DP projector, and you're using the Rep System Pro10 LED lighting, which is perfect. That's giving your I'm seeing Amazonian milk frogs the full spectrum of light, which is perfect. So that's your infrared A, infrared B, visible eye, and UVB, and UVA too, if you want to include that. That's perfect. It looks all the whole setup looks perfect. It's amazed by it. It looks just absolutely great. I love that setup if I could. Looks so good. It's not really much I can recommend, because it looks really nice. Just really nice. And say them plants, they'll probably really grow up as well. They'll probably really grow. To the point you'd actually have to cut them to that, because they'll just go in and look really nice. And they'll go upwards towards the top of the mesh, all the way up to the Pro 10 Reptile Systems LED, and they'll probably look really nice covering the whole background. So probably look really nice. Especially, what I think you should do is, if it does go in really nicely and the way I think it should, it probably will, then you could probably hop on back onto another submission, because I am going to make another video of this. If you really like this, do an Enclosure reaction video, I can make a second, because I have so many submissions that, and then not everybody I can fit into this video. So if you don't see a submission, that's why, because I can't fit anybody in. But yeah, back to the Biovis Enclosure. Yeah, this looks perfect, looks great. So yeah, well done. Now for the very last submission of the video, the Enclosure reaction video, we have a submission by Norwich Reptile Shed. He's another reptile YouTuber, which I'll link down below. And he creates, I can see by I started to look at his channel before he submitted his pictures, and he mentioned me that he did channel too. I looked at a few of his videos, and he builds awesome enclosures. This is top stuff. You'll see now, as soon as I mention go through his enclosures. His enclosures is perfect. So without talking too much, let's go into them. So first we have his Royal Python. There's two submissions there. So first we have his Royal Python setup enclosure. It's 5 foot wide, 6 foot tall, and 3 foot deep. That's really nice. Big enclosure for Royal Pythons, considering they only need a 4x2x2 vivarium. 5x6x3 is really nice, especially the 6 foot tall setup, since that will allow your Royal Python to climb, because they do climb. Keep them racks and small enclosures, just no, it's just a big no. Keep them in 6 foot setups, yes, that's something you want to do. 5 foot wide and 3 foot deep, allowing for lots of climbing enrichment, lots of space to dig around, just that space to do their own thing really. And so it's lit with Reptile Systems Regius Zone T5, LED batten, and 2 halogen bassin lamps, and a ceramic heat mirror for night and ambient temps. All controlled by the Habitat digital dimming thermostat, and a custom polystyrene tile and background with hidden low level backing spot, ventilation fan, and humidifier fitted. So wow, yeah, it just looks great. I know you have on the right side, it's not really shown, but I remember by your video, you have little vents, sort of big vents there with your fans that you have, the ventilation fan. So yeah, it looks great. I love the way you have with the background, you have the shelves for your Royal Python to bask on. That's to sit up, to like climb up the branches and sit on and bask on. And you have that big one in the middle. So like what I said with the green tree pythons wrapping around the middle, with the Ascertix setups. I said about adding the cocker branch around to the middle. That's what you did there, and then there's your halogen heat lamp there. I can see one of them. I think the other one's on top. It's a smaller one. I think you just have deep down there to get the reptile clamp deep down. So that they're big, so you can see them. Yeah. So yeah, that looks great. Best spot looks great. Through reptile or snake Royal Python to bask around, to wrap around the bask. It's great. The only thing I probably would recommend maybe is more like plants, but Royal Pythons and boas, they knock down live plants. I know they do, because I've been told by many people, and they are big snakes. Like they're not small. So like they're heavy body snakes. They are small snakes. They're common snakes, yeah, but they're still heavy body. They'll knock over any plant they see, unless it's well set in. Like if it's well grown in. I don't know If your plants that you have are going to grow like that, the way I said mentioned in other enclosure reactions that I did throughout the video, I said plants might grow up. I don't know about the plants you use. If they do, that's good, but if they don't, maybe consider adding more around, wrapping them around, maybe some like, I think it's pothos or something like that. You could wrap around the branches and make it look really naturalistic because they're bioactive. So yeah, I think it says bioactive, is it? I'm not sure it's bioactive actually, but I think it is. It looks great anyway. Even if it's not bioactive, even if it's naturalistic, still looks great. So yeah, that's really it. Maybe adding your climate enrichment's on point. Just maybe adding some more plants would be great as well. And because as well, you're providing the full light spectrum for your Royal Python as well, because you're giving them UVB, which is great, and LED, and then 2 halogen mask lamps. So yeah, that's it for Royal Python setup. Now for your next submission, it's Northern Pine Snake. Never heard of these before, but looks really cool. You'll see it in a picture I'll attach in a second. So for a Northern Pine Snake, he has a 6 by 2.5 by 3 foot width by diameter by height by depth by height. So built by me, is a part of double stack, features DIY rock background and hide box. Equipment is an Acadia RS45, LED batten, ventilation fan, and 75 halogen bass lamp on a dimming stack. So again, nice big enclosure, so 6 foot by 2.5 by 3 foot. You see he's a nice big wood log branch there for your Northern Pine Snake to bask on, along with his UVB there, and there's LED battens behind, I think maybe. I'm not sure. So like they're like tiny branches with like fake leaves on them. Not fake leaves, I mean real leaves, but they're dead. That's really nice. That gives them a lot of enrichment. And you have towards the corner, you have like 2 branches there. They're really nice. I'm not sure what the backstone. I think it's like slate. That's really good. And then I like the way you have for your basket spot the 2 branches, but then also underneath, like a big branch underneath that as like a hide. That looks really nice actually. That's a really good idea. Maybe that's what your other slate hide over in the left corner is, maybe I think. But yeah, it looks great. Don't you would say maybe is some live plants or fake plants even. Probably live plants, because I think fake plants would they look nice, but live plants are better, I think. So yeah, that's it for your enclosure. Yeah, has some good ventilation, as you can see in the left side. Not sure about the right side. I think you do have some nice ventilation with your ventilation fans and your ventilation like you had in your Royal Python setup. I remember you probably have seems like they're like big nice vents, which are nice. And then there's your Royal Python Snake, which I'll put up now. It just looks so cute and looks really nice colours as well. It's patterned really nice with the black and white. It just looks like he's just sitting there basking, like it's just like looking for food or just looking at you, like taking pictures, posing for the picture. You know what you're taking a picture, like it looks really nice. Like the UV light on him, it looks really nice. The colours like just popping out, especially like his tail curl at the bottom of the wood at the back of the picture. Like it just looks really nice, especially the dead leaves now. I can see they look really nice. So, especially with the moss on the wood. I don't know if that's growing. I think like if it's alive or not, but it looks really nice with the in the picture too for a setup. So yeah, that's your Royal Python and Northern Pines setup enclosure. So it looks great. Other than maybe some more climate enrichment, maybe some live plants, fake plants. It looks great. So yeah, that's it for this video, the last video of the year 2021 for this enclosure reactions video. So I really hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, don't forget to leave a like and then comment, and if you want on your feedback. If you have any questions to what I said, or any questions about me or what I said, or anything about in the video, you can ask me. Or you can even say if you like other people's setup and give them maybe some tips or something maybe in the comments below if you want to. Because I'm sure they won't mind and they will appreciate that if you want to do that. So yeah, that's it for this video. So as I normally say in every video, make sure to give a like, comment and subscribe and put on notifications so you don't miss a video when I post another video. See you in the new year in 2022 guys. Bye. Happy Christmas.